So welcome back to Boys on Film. Raj is here.
Hey Phil.
And today we are reviewing a movie that everybody seems to be talking about at the moment. It's just opened in the UK cinemas. It is I, Tonya.
What can you tell us about Tonya Harding?
I don't know a Tonya Harding.
Aren't you her bodyguard?
Yes. Big film starring Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Tonya Harding, figure skater, who obviously was embroiled in that whole, well, it was a scandal at the time, obviously.
Yeah, it was a big scandal.
Knee injury of her rival.
Yeah, I was actually living in Oregon, I believe, at that time, where Tonya Harding is from. And she used to skate at the Clackamas Town Center skating rink to practice. So she was kind of a local legend.
Oh, wow, so you remember it really well. You were there.
So, I mean, when the headlines all came out about how she allegedly smacked Nancy Kerrigan in the leg and broke her knee or something like that, it was quite a big deal. I remember living through that whole news story.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because when you watch the movie, I mean, to be honest, I didn't know much about the story. I don't actually remember much about the news story at the time. It's obviously a biography movie based on true story. And I guess it's from interviews, because a lot of it is from real life interviews. They showed those at the end, the rolling credits.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't sat down and watched a lot of the interviews that Tonya Harding's done, but I felt like the movie gave it a bit more of a trashy feeling, or maybe it's true. Maybe she does kind of talk like that during the interviews and such. Yeah. But I didn't realize that the movie was going to be really a statement on the class system in America, because that's really what it was about. Yeah,
because obviously she didn't have an education. She got into skating and was really good at it, and was kind of pushed by her mother, and abused by her mother, and also she got into an abusive relationship with her boyfriend as well. So a lot of it is quite tragedy, but obviously she's a really strong character, so she makes her life work.
Yeah,
and
or makes it not work.
Oh, makes it not work. Yeah, but that's the thing, because I mean, that's what blew my mind, is the fact that she was such a strong female, but kind of involved in all this negativity. It's almost like she was a vacuum. She was like magnetized by it somehow. But her mother's played by, it's Allison Janney, isn't it?
This is fantastic.
Who was just amazing. She's been in. I think she's actually been talking in interviews recently, saying it was her most challenging role. I would imagine, because it's based on a true story, you would feel that pressure, wouldn't you?
And you always see her in these roles, like where she's very, government officials or police, trying to unsolve mysteries and, the truth. And she kind of like really had to take on this role of like really abusive, emotionally and mentally mother, which she's getting tons of buzz for, which is well deserved. Nominated for Best Supporting Actress, which was well deserved. Yeah. But yeah, it's been quite good of a year for her.
She was fantastic in Spy too, which came out a few years ago, but a lot of her roles have tended to be comedy. This does have comedy in it, which is another weird thing, because it's quite slapstick, the comedy element to this movie, because obviously it's a serious story.
And there are a couple of moments too where you're just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. Did you rate it? What did you think overall?
I really enjoyed the movie. It was getting a lot of buzz for me internally, just knowing and growing up with the story. So I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. So it's a very solid 3.7 stars. Oh, okay. 3.75 stars for me.
I really enjoyed it. It's a 4-star for me. I know the critics have loved it, and it's done well at the box office. I think it was $11 million to make, wasn't it? And it's already doubled, if not tripled that already. I thought the performances were great. I love the choice of music, especially Susie at the end with the passenger. She's skating off in the finale part.
You would love that.
I didn't actually expect that either. I didn't know they were going to be playing.
That's why I got the extra 0.25 stars for you.
There's also a big kind of, obviously because it was set in the 90s, there's a lot of 80s tracks in there. Fleetwood Mac, is it? Fleetwood Mac, Laura Branigan. I mean, it's that kind of soundtrack, really, isn't it, with Susie at the end as well? Yeah,
and a very much music of that time too, so I think that's what really helped make it more realistic. I know you and I really appreciate films when they're scored just perfectly, and I think I, Tonya definitely did not disappoint in that department as well.
Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and share if you haven't already. We'll be back for more TV and movie reviews soon on Boys on Film.